Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 15 of Back of the Burb. Yeah. Gentlemen, how are we doing this weekend?
Great, I'm having a Kit Kat right now.
Yeah, we
So
can
it's
tell.
already good.
I feel naked without these headphones on. It just
Do
feels...
you feel naked and afraid?
I do. Yes, I feel naked and afraid.
Well, you know what? It's okay. We'll just get you some duct tape, and you can make yourself a duct tape brassiere.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Ah.
I could just tape my ears like this, and it'll give me the same effect.
Yeah.
It'll give you that like ocean effect. We get you a couple of Nautilus shells. Just have that.
It's a constant ocean in your ears.
Remember the call? Okay, this is a story from a while ago, but do you remember the cauldron?
The cauldron.
The plastic one that we used to keep all the candy on at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this plastic cauldron that you could just get your head in, and if you put your head into this cauldron and you like, if you talked, it almost hurt, but if you screamed, it was like beyond like, it was horrible. It was like,
Yeah, that was Joey's cauldron, and he wanted everyone to do that, to put it on their head and scream.
Mm-hmm.
he could just do it. He could just put it on, scream his lungs out, and take it off.
He was like 5. What do you expect at the time?
Yeah, he didn't develop his ears enough. It
He
mattered.
didn't give a rat's ass. He was just like,
Yeah,
and
he was
like, ah.
it was like, wow, how can you do that?
Anyone else though, like, yeah, do that and just get fucked.
Yeah, it's
You
like
don't need
that,
eardrums.
That one time Nick came up to me with an air horn, put it straight against my head, and went, "Wah."
Oh yeah,
Oh, I was like 2 seconds away from just like burying him.
yeah. That's one of those ones where I would have turned and started swinging. But
Yeah.
oh,
An air horn, like
I was like so mad I was sweaty.
I've seen those at like, it's taken a lot to not buy those at Harbor Freight
wanna
for me. I'm like, oh my god, they have an air horn
So
for
what I-
$30.
What I think I'm going to do is get the air horns, and I have one of those like ram mount handlebar things for your phones,
Yep.
and I'm going to just rubber band it onto my motorcycle. So when people are being dicks, I just go, "Wah."
That's actually a really good idea. I like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, just get the air horn and have fun. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, both. Yeah.
But
Yeah, you
having
know, just-
fun will be waking my neighbors up at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
with an
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Fun. That's what I
that's
used to-
not your problem. That's theirs.
That's
what I
true.
used to do to the golfers. I had like a Viking kind of bullhorn, literal horn trumpet thing, and I just got good at blasting that every time they tried to tee off until they started teeing off at my house, but they suck and can't hit the ball that far.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Oh, there goes Bowser after that fly that's in here.
With his little cone on. No, he's trying to get
He's
his
after
get
the
a ball.
he's after the fly.
There was a fly that was in here, and that's why he's been running around.
Is he like
spiky
Walter
ball.
White in that Breaking Bad episode where he's obsessed with the fly and the thing? He's like, it's contamination. We
Yeah.
have to get it out.
Remember the doors? He gets the doors both open, and it's like sucking him out.
Yeah. Bowser. He's shoving his cone here into the chair that I'm sitting on.
He's had a week, unfortunately.
Right, it's towards his feet. Here you go, buddy.
But yeah, in other news, we've got Jeremy here. Jeremy's being real quiet. I don't know why.
Silent.
He has subbed in for our Lord Beardsley.
I've come from the shadows again.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
summoned.
Someone from the shadows. He came out of the printer over there. So whenever your printer acts up and it's making those noises, it's just Jeremy's soul. It's like a Horcrux. He just exists in many printers.
Horcrux.
Just go over and slap it, and be like, God damn it, Jeremy. It'll start working fine. It'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
all right.
No, just say Latino women. That's all you have to
Yeah,
do.
he'll jump right out of there.
Exactly.
To this day, the only time we've ever woken Jeremy up from a deep slumber on Xbox Live or whatever was that one day we were making so much racket, pots and pans and just everything.
You just couldn't
and
wake
we
him
kept
up?
hearing him snore. And we're like, wait a minute, let's try this. And we just said, thick Latina women. And he goes, huh?
Nice.
It did not work a second time, by the way, because within the last couple of years we tried it again, and no, you were out. Like you've leveled up too much, and you're sleeping. That there's just like, it's just straight Snorlax.
Listen,
mode.
I know what I'm about, okay?
I'm not judging you for it. I'm just saying it worked once, and it was funny.
Yeah. So, anyways, why don't we start with Jeremy for his week?
Oh, my week. Mainly did work. I started Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ooh.
Started that again because I want to play the full game again, and then jump right into the DLC.
Yeah.
Got my bonus now from work, so the
That means-
PC will be real.
Time to spend money.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for that tax return and maybe selling something to a guy upstairs and having more money.
Money.
Time to spend more money. Wait a minute. Wait, no. It's time to spend money and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
It's free money. You're like, oh, tax return? Delete.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I'm going to feel bad about it regardless, but I'm looking to spend a lot of money. So, but yeah,
Oh, well, that's a different thing.
that's different, yeah.
Spending money is pretty sweet.
I watched that new
Yeah.
Resident Evil series on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Any good?
Oh, I watched that a while ago. Is there a new season or anything? Are they add to
No,
it?
this is like a new series.
Oh, so it's the other new series, not the one, because me and you watched the one where they had
Yeah,
like
we
the
wa-
plague rats and shit
Yeah,
spilling out of that dude's face.
Yeah.
This is the new series now.
Yes.
Okay, I need to watch that.
It is
Good.
god awful.
I mean, let's be real here.
I'm gonna watch it anyway.
It's Resident
No.
Evil movies. Most of it is pretty awful.
This is literally has nothing to do with Resident Evil, which is a sad part.
Oh, perfect.
It's literally a couple references and character names, and then that's it.
Okay, so let's say we take the Resident Evil theme or title away. Is it good?
It would be good.
Okay, so what I mean
it's-
is like,
It's literally
is it a fun watch despite the title?
it would be a fun watch if it wasn't named Resident Evil.
So
Okay, so
basically,
so yes.
Yes.
Okay.
so
that's
so
all that
basically, what
matters.
he's saying is like same thing as like the Cowboy Bebop live action.
It's a
Like if
good
it wasn't
series,
Cowboy Bebop, it would have been okay. It would have been fine. It would have got a couple seasons.
Yeah.
But because it's Cowboy Bebop and same as this one, because it's Resident Evil, like that's all it's gonna get.
It's the sad fact that if it was named something else, it would have been good.
Yeah.
But you associated it with a popular franchise that you kind of killed it for me.
Yeah. No.
Not the franchise,
very-
but the series itself was just like killed because I'm sitting there watching this series going, like the hell's going on? Like at points it just doesn't make sense. Like nothing is correlating in this whole series, and then there's a clip that's going around Twitter where this woman just breaks out into like a dance routine, and I'm like, and I saw that episode, and I'm like,
What?
just
What?
like the most random thing. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, I'm sorry if people like that series. I don't know what's wrong with your brain. You might need to get that fixed.
Oh, it did come down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, have you ever watched any of the other stuff, like the CGI movies that were like Japan only, and then you can watch them subs and stuff like that?
those weren't bad.
I mean, they're all right. Like, nothing's like fantastic when it comes to RE movies. Like, I don't think there's
No.
anything that's like super amazing.
I will say
so.
that the first two were my favorites, but then anything from the third and beyond, I just didn't care for. Like
Yeah.
Resident Evil and Resident Evil Nemesis, perfectly fine. They at least kept to somewhat of the source material, but then once the third one hit, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's
Like none of it made sense.
oh well. I mean, that's just the nature of it, though. It's a licensed product.
Well, it's like somebody brought up in a Discord server and brought up the fact that that the because we just talked about Cowboy Bebop, that the animation it's pretty much nobody respects the animation anymore,
Yeah,
and that's the problem with all these live action adaptations is nobody respects them. Like Cowboy Bebop, great anime, terrible live action series. And
Well-
now with what got announced yesterday, now we're doing YuYu Hakusho, and it's like
Gonna be bad.
it's gonna be bad.
I mean, at the same time, like, okay, I'm in the same boat where it's like anytime it's like, oh, we're gonna bring this back as like a live action or whatever the hell. Like, I'm in the exact same boat where it's like, I want this to be good. If like I knew it was gonna be good, like I'd be excited for it. But like knowing that it's gonna be like pretty weak, no.
And somebody pointed out something. An anime going live action needs to be like a story that can support it. Yu Yu Hakusho, like the beginning part of Yu Yu Hakusho, could probably support it.
Yeah, I mean,
But then once you get to like Toguro,
Yeah,
it's
no,
gonna,
no.
it's gonna
the
go
tournament
south.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's gonna
there's
go
just
south
too
real
much
quick.
stuff that's.
Yeah, no. But like Urameshi dying and then becoming like the spirit cop or whatever the hell and
Yeah, like-
running around the city. Yeah, that's perfectly serviceable to be a show.
Yeah, but once you get to the dark tournament, it's not gonna go well.
Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, like
I mean, well,
because how are you gonna do Toguro?
yeah, you're right there. But like the one thing I do have to say though, and this is watching. I haven't watched it in a couple years. This is I should say more than a couple. Compared to Cowboy Bebop, let's say, or like the Trigun thing that's coming now
Yeah.
from Studio Orange. Yu Yu Hakusho is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
pretty simple. It's a modern day. He dies. He becomes a spirit cop. He's running around like, trying to get spirits and bad guys and stuff like that. But it's all pretty simple. Cowboy Bebop, you got to factor in spaceships and flying around and different planets and everything. So there goes a lot of the budget. Whereas of like, no, you can just go be jerk offs filming in New York City and like that's all
Yeah.
you need for like a backdrop for Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I don't think there was ever anything crazy until they got to the tournament arc. Like it was just kind of them
No.
running around the city.
Yeah, it was pretty much them hunting evil spirits.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it's
which like then you're on the same level as like Ghostbusters.
yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
just need a little dude here and there and some effects.
Yeah, and like I think the really only other crazy thing is is that tournament that he does early on, where it's like he's going to learn like the secret power or something.
Oh yeah. When he first gets Spirit Gun, right?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when this
God, I forgot
person's
about
like
that.
yeah, when you have the guy that has like the like the Indian swastika on his head
Yeah.
because he's like a monk or something, I believe.
Yeah.
And like that's pretty much like up to that point you could probably do, but then like I said, once like all the supernatural dark tournament stuff starts rolling in, it's just gonna be like you're gonna have some challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? The only thing is like they just can't mess up like the best part of Yu Yu Hakusho. Good old Kuwabara over there, like, you're a Messi.
Here's the thing: you say that, but you know they can.
Oh, I know, but like that was just how they said it in like the fucking
He
English
had
dub.
that voice.
Yeah,
That fucking-
you're a Messi. Yeah,
Like not even just that moment, just every time he
yeah.
talked.
Every time it was just like,
Yeah, they've announced the actor for Yusuke, and I think like as like the weekend goes on, they're gonna announce all the
yeah,
the
probably.
cast. But like I think they dropped a subtle hint who's gonna get announced next because they had the rose, like
Yeah.
a rose emoji. So I think what's his name?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember. It's been so long. All I know is like Kuwabara, Urameshi, and Toguro.
Yeah,
Like that's it. Like I know the other characters, but it's like, yeah, you guys don't matter to me. Like Kuwabara is cool because he's got the sword and the Urameshi. Urameshi's the main character, and everyone knows Toguro.
Mhm.
Like when he fucking transforms,
He's like
and
the black
got-
and white hair, right? The shorter dude.
he's on their side later on. That's
no,
not
yeah.
no.
Oh, right, right. Because he's kind of like a bad guy at first,
I
right?
thought Toguro was the
Toguro's the big guy, the big
big-
muscly guy. The
oh,
tournament
yeah,
arc. Yeah.
Got it.
yeah. It's like when they get to him, it's like how you gonna
He just
you're gonna
keeps
have like the
getting bigger
Rock
and
stand
bigger.
in for him.
Like
Yeah,
the
but then
Rock's
he's too
not
small.
like the Rock's good enough pre-transformation,
Yeah,
but
That's
like
it.
like after that, it's like yeah, no.
Yeah, he would actually do pretty well because like he could put those stupid sunglasses on that he used to wear and when he was wrestling.
yeah.
It'd be the
Yeah.
same.
No, like the only thing is like if you're gonna put the Rock in that position, like it's like you just can't be yourself. You just have to stand there in silence for like 90% of this. We're
Yeah.
just gonna use your likeness. Just stand there.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be fine for that, but like it'd be painful. But yeah,
Trying to think of what else. I ordered my headlight bulbs. I need those because one's burnt out.
yeah.
Can't wait to get that.
Yep. On our way home from hanging out last week, I look in my mirror and he's driving behind me, and I just kind of stopped and got out and said, "Hey, you lights out."
I kind of got concerned because when you stopped, I'm like, please tell me something's not wrong with this car.
Not mine, yours.
I mean, at least mine's not like a major problem. It's just a small fix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not
I
bad.
mean-
A small fix that's a complicated mess to get to, but hey.
You know what? It really isn't though, because we learned really well how to just rip the fucking airbox out.
Mhm.
Just That's it.
I mean, you know what? It's a light bulb. It is like a wear and tear use item. So
Yep.
Oh,
they
yeah.
only last so long. Period. It's just they last a lot longer since they've gone to like LEDs compared to what they
Yeah.
used to. But
Yeah.
still, it happens. It's no big deal. It's just a light bulb. So it just sucks because automotive light bulbs are always fucking expensive.
Yeah.
The ones I want on the Suburban are
170 for 2 bulbs.
for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones I want on the Suburban are $200 each.
Jeez.
Fuck.
They're like, those old square headlights.
It's that
There's
big
2
like,
high
it's
beams,
like
2 low
15
beams.
pounds.
Yeah.
The glass.
It's like if you lose one of the ones on the Subaru and the STI because they steer,
Yep.
it's $1,500.
At least. That's for like the part.
And you,
Yeah.
do you have to replace the whole
It's the whole
assembly?
housing and everything.
You can't
yeah.
just Jesus.
It's everything
So
all
what
in one go.
I was watching some videos because I actually wanted to see if I could get those on my car, and eventually, like me and the parts guy were basically like, just don't do it. Like I couldn't even order it as like a replacement part or anything.
Yep.
He's just like, I don't have this in the section of like I want to mod my car because just
Yeah.
the way they organized it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, basically, so what you're telling me is it's not worth it. And he goes, absolutely not. And this is a guy who you're probably thinking like, he works for a dealership. They probably tell him, "Oh, make a sale if you can," you know. But this guy was like,
Yeah.
"No, not even.
Don't do it.
Don't even want to do it for you."
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because he started talking about body control modules and stuff, and I was just like, "Oh, all right." Like, so there's some
Yeah.
computer crap and stuff you can't even get to. He goes,
Body
yeah,
control modules.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's probably like a little like mini.
Do you know what a
ECU
body,
for,
what
like,
a BCM is?
What is?
A BCM is.
No idea.
So it'll be like another computer, like a little like another one. Normally they'll put it towards the middle of the car. And that's got like all your motion sensors and stuff. So like if it detects like a tilt or like a
Okay.
car's gonna
Yep.
go over, that'll normally be what will kick in stability if you're like
Yeah.
sliding or something like that,
makes
because
sense.
that's what has your gyroscopes and stuff like that to sense that sort of stuff.
gyroscope science, NASA.
Normally, I mean, it's not going to kick in traction control. It's just like stability is like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
something's wrong. We're not supposed to move this way.
Yep.
Yeah, but normally they're like underneath like the armrest or like the center console armrest or
You
shit
know
like
what?
that.
That's probably what I stuck the my little Bluetooth control module
Yeah.
on top of.
More than likely.
Because it's under the radio and it was a big old thick box. There's a lot of shit going in there. I'm
Yep.
like, is that the ECU or is it the one in the engine bay? I don't know. I'm just gonna stick it on top of that. I don't know. I found a few computer things ripping my car apart, and I'm just like, I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. But oh yeah, so you have to replace that whole thing because the LED chip is actually on a part that flips, and you can't take the LED chip off and put a new one on.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, so I think how the high beams work is it just kind of like does this.
Yeah.
It just switches.
Yeah, it's like one of the little shutter kind of things.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So in case you wanted to know, you don't. I know you don't care anymore because that
No.
thing's
Yeah. Working on that.
yeah.
So
See anything else I got? Almost done with that Batman audio series that started a few weeks ago.
Batman.
oh yeah, you had said
The,
that.
Batman Unburied, I believe it's called. I'm trying to remember.
Now, is that like a podcast series or is that like
Yeah,
a
it's-
ebook series?
It's a podcast audio drama.
Okay, that's cool.
Like the episodes are like roughly 30 minutes long, and when it got to Bruce Wayne talking like Batman, the second he started talking, I'm like, Batman, are you a demon now? His voice got so gargly. I'm like,
Where is it?
no, it's like trying to. I'm Batman. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a demon. Don't lie to me.
They gave him a hog ass cam right to his neck.
Yeah,
I'm Batman.
like I'll have you guys listen to what I had to hear,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna be like, what?
You want to know what I just thought of? It's going to be really bad. I literally thought of someone just taking a cam and just shoving it into their throat.
And just twisting it and just seeing what the noise would be.
Oh, that would be brutal.
You want to see some serious overlap?
I'll give you some overlap.
Yep. I'm on the second to last episode. It's starting to all the pieces are now coming together. What's going on? And I am waiting on Bayonetta 3. Pretty much.
Oh yeah, that was announced this week for October 28th.
Yep.
Dude, that looks hype as fuck.
Did you see the funny thing that came out about it?
No.
There's a setting that you can turn on and off. That you can turn off the like the lewd scenes in Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
naive
nobody wants to
mode.
turn them off.
Yeah. who
Well,
wants
no,
to
no,
turn
no.
them off?
It's so
Let's be
kids
real.
can play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom would just tell me no.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Where are those titties? You play that?
Yeah, there you go. Right from Fitment.
Oh, do you want me to
Anyways.
buy these?
No, but sorry, something just popped up on my phone, and it said, "Hey, buy a wheel and tire package, get a $650 gas card from Fitment Industries."
$250.
And Alex was like talking about wheels earlier.
Getting
So
wheels.
I mean, yo,
Ooh,
that's the 57
wheels.
DR. Those are about a set of those is about $1,800.
Which is like a little over what I want to
Those
spend,
are
but not terrible.
that's the lower
I
version
don't, I
of
don't like
TEs, but
the big spokes. I don't think as much.
I guarantee you there's more. But
Oh yeah, probably.
yeah, anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to disturb. That popped up on my phone. It was like, oh, well, I was gonna show this to him kind
So
of like
most of the time.
slyly, but no, here we are.
No, you didn't even show it to me. I just looked and went, "What you got?"
Oh, I was going to. It was like, oh, wheels. Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyways.
pretty much can't wait for Bayonetta 3 at this point.
Yeah, it's
So-
rad.
And
Well, think about it this way: is now we've got Bayo 3 coming.
Yep.
You've got God of War coming in November.
Yep.
So like all of a sudden now, we went from like very little to like actual competition for Game of the Year.
Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, that's coming out.
That's next year.
No, Reunion.
Oh yeah,
Rebirth is the remake.
yeah.
Well,
No,
then again,
they're all RE like reunion, rebirth,
yeah.
remake.
But,
they're all like RE
I'm
words.
gonna say this. They said winter. Winter could be
Winter could be like March.
exactly. Well, they specifically said winter this year. So
Yeah.
But like I said, that still could be like
I don't-
setbacks and all that. Like the remake itself got set back a month. So
Yeah, I don't think that'll be on the same level as like God of War and Elden
no,
Ring
no,
though.
it's not. But like when
Like-
we're looking at like games that are coming out now,
Yeah.
it's like Bayonetta 3, God of War. Personally, I'm gonna be really happy when Reunion comes out because I'm.
Oh yeah, everyone will. Like, I'm
I know you don't like the Switch. I understand, but that's
I
like
hate
a
that fucking
game.
thing.
But that's a game that I'm so used to on handheld. I'm gonna get it for the Switch
Yeah.
because that's how I played it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty much excited about that. So it's gonna be really cool coming up.
No, so that's cool. But no, like we're gonna have a bunch of games that are actually like Game of the Year material. Like Bayo's awesome. I know, like it may not be your guys' Game of the Year, but Bayo's like I love Bayo.
Same.
And then you've got God of War, which like, dude, if they keep up with what they did with God of War on the PS4 in like 2018, oh my god, that game is good, and I can't wait to yell at the secret final boss for about a week. Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When you played like when you played Elden Ring, right?
Uh-huh.
And you wanted to like break a couple controllers on like Malekith,
Oh yeah. That's
like that's what the secret final boss of God of War was for me. Like it took about a week of like, and I had to play like you have to play it perfectly because I was playing on the
Yeah.
hardest difficulty at the time. Like, oh man,
You know when I
I
finally
threw
just,
a couple controllers.
When I finally just summoned myself, and it took me I think like 20 seconds to beat Malekith, I was like, "What's wrong with me?" Like you go in there with like maximum party of dudes online, you're like, "Oh, this can be easy." It's always easy, and he just kills everybody every time, no matter
Yeah.
what their build is, no matter what's going on. I'm just like, "Okay, there's something wrong here."
Yeah, I
Spam
mean,
left trigger.
all the later bosses are like it's more of a like a knowledge check or like you got to do something and you got to do something else. Like one of the things of fighting Millennia, you know, if you run in there with like a colossal greatsword, as long as you can get your hits off, you crumple her on every single hit with a colossal weapon.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is you got to get that colossal weapon hit off.
Yeah, she's too quick.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah.
But yeah, so God of War is actually on my backlog to play soon.
Oh, you got to play that game. It's so good.
Well, I want to play it before. I have plenty of time before Rebirth comes out to finish the remake and the DLC.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I might jump over to God of War real quick and try to hammer out that game.
Oh man, that game is so good. I can't even begin to tell you
Everybody
guys.
tells
Like,
me how great it is. I'm like, I gotta play it at some point.
I fell off the God of War train because like it was just like too much of the same. Like after 2, I was like, all right, I don't want to play angry Kratos, dude, who's trying to get revenge and everything like that. But then that one came out, and it was like, all right, you got my attention. Now he's got a kid. The kid's not like he didn't end up killing the kid this time. And then like, dude, that game
This
was
time.
like,
Yeah, I was gonna say this time.
How many kids did he end up killing before?
Yeah.
well, okay, so in the story, he had a wife and a daughter.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been a
And-
really long. I played those games, but it's been so long.
He
I
had his
can't-
wife and his daughter, and Ares tricked him into killing his own family, and that's why he has their ashes on him, and that's why he's
yeah,
white.
That's right.
That's why he's like paper white.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too. Like I
That was the
remember
whole
that a
story
little bit now.
behind his appearance.
Yeah, and he was tricked by Ares.
So how many have there been? There's been 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it on the 5th one now?
Well, canonically, 2018 was 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was
yeah.
4. But
Yep.
while there's 4, there's been a couple on PSPs and other stuff like
Yep.
that. So it's actually like this one will actually be like game like 8 or 9. But
It's kind of like Kingdom Hearts. You got like the 3 games, and then there's like 6 spin-offs on different consoles that just
Yeah.
somehow tie
yeah,
in.
but it was only on PSP. It wasn't like they were
Yeah.
jumping everywhere. Not like Kingdom Hearts is painful because it's like, oh, here's one on the PlayStation. And then here's the one that comes in between on the Game Boy Advance. And then here's 2.
on
and
the
here's
PSP.
and here's like no, 2 was on the PS2, and then it was like
Well, I
a
know.
PSP one, and then a couple 3DS ones, and blah 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 blah
guess
blah.
what? We're
And
gonna
the 3 is
remake
on the
one.
PS4, 17 games later.
We're gonna make 1.5 and 2.5 to fill you in between the other in betweens, and I'm gonna add in a couple of games
Oh.
there.
And don't forget, The World Ends With You. That ties in also. That's all part of the story. And that's a completely different game. And you're just going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fuck Kingdom Hearts.
No, I like those games.
Fuck that game. Fuck that whole franchise. Fuck.
You played them.
Yeah. Yeah. I went back and it was like, all right, I got to know what happens in 3. And I played through a bunch of them. And I played 3 and I was pissed when I finished 3. When the credits rolled, I was pissed.
I'm mad.
No, it's like, well, we're gonna end the saga, and this is gonna be the end of it, and then it's just like, ah, just kidding. We're only ending this part of the story. We didn't answer all these other 100 questions and all this
Yeah.
other shit, and there's gonna be another game. Who knows when?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Anyways.
not. Who knows? Stay tuned.
Yeah. 10 years from now.
It's gonna be more like 20.
Well, at least he's working on the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and he's working with a couple other people, so they have him reined in on his bullshit. Is it Nomura's making Kingdom Hearts?
I don't know who's. Is it Nomura?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, but he's helping on like the remake and like the retelling of it. So like, I mean, look, it's Kingdom Hearts. He had a lot of really cool and neat ideas in Kingdom Hearts, but like, it's just kind of at times it's like, all right, dude, you need to be like reined way back in. So
And then my last thing is I read an article from Famitsu, I believe it's called.
Famitsu,
Yeah, they were talking to Kitase, who's the
yeah,
director for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm kind of excited for Rebirth now because he described it as this is going to be the like how this game is going to be the equivalent of like the second movie in like the epic trilogies, where it's like every character is at their lowest, and I'm like,
yeah. By
good.
the end,
because that probably means we're going to get Cloud in a coma or in his catatonic state.
oh yeah,
Baron and Tifa are going to be arrested. The other heroes are going to be scattered around,
yep,
and giant kaiju monsters have erupted from a crater and now,
Yeah.
running amok all across the planet.
yeah. Because 7 just gets out of control later on, but
I'm kind of excited because now this kind of makes me go, hurry up next year.
yeah, yeah. And then it's gonna be like what 3 more years till the last one.
That's fine. You know what? They're already working on 3. So you know what? Take as much time as you want. I just want it flushed out perfectly.
Yeah, well, just saying there'll be 3, and then there will be like a complete edition with all of them in one go, and just blah 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 blah.
That'll be next gen consoles.
Yeah, at this rate.
Next 2.
Yeah.
PlayStation 18.
Woo!
But
All
yeah,
right.
it kind of made me feel like, so we're gonna have like the characters hit their low. So that way, when 3 hits, boom, they start like doing the gathering. And
Yeah.
Maximilian Dude actually said something pretty cool about this. and I agree with him. 3 should be like chocobo breeding, should be part of the main story. So that way, because you do chocobo breeding
Yeah.
to gather like some of the powerful weapons. You have to get Knights of the Round. You have to get, I believe, the golden chocobo to get Knights of the Round. And I hope they go into lore what Knights of the Round is, because they really didn't.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they're just like starting to ramp it up. So, like, coming out of Midgar was like pretty hype.
Oh yeah.
Like where it ended. But it was just kind of like, oh, damn it, I need more. But now I gotta wait. So
Give me more.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like I said, if 2 ends with all the weapons just bursting out of the crater and going their own separate directions,
perfect.
you've just set me in like the most like hype mode
Yeah.
for 3 to come out, whatever you name it.
No, like that's like a literally perfect spot for it to stop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see what happens. But yeah,
But that was my week.
yeah, that's cool. So, shall I go?
Sure.
Do you guys want to go?
It's
Okay.
a little round robin.
Yeah, as always. So I've had a week.
I've had a week.
Yeah.
Trying to walk a mile in my shit. French guy
Yeah.
quote.
Needless to say, games real quick. I played a whole bunch of Vampire Survivors. That's about it. That's all I've had time to play. I've been busy kind of all week getting stuff ready. Because next week is a birthday party and we're going to be having a party. Trying to figure out who I'm going to invite and everything.
Party.
And then...
It's gonna be cock rock as fuck.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah. Well, then Mr. Bowser Sunday night had a fever and everything like that. And then fast forward a couple days and refusing to eat and
Yay.
not wanting to move because he didn't want to eat because he didn't want to take the pills and blah, 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 blah. And keep on fast forwarding. And here he is yesterday morning. What's left of his nutsack.
Oh,
I don't know what you want to call it. There ain't no nuts anymore. It's
I
a
believe
sack.
you might call that a scrotum.
A scrotum, yeah.
If you want to get
Needless to
technical,
say,
yes.
his scrotum was the size of a softball. He's an 80-pound dog.
With no nuts.
Yes. Matt's disappointed. He's like, God damn.
No, I'm just in.
Matt's in awe.
Like,
He's ashamed
No,
that there's no nuts
just
in
put
there.
it this way: having had a catheter before, and the level of pain that causes. I mean, I know it's not the same thing,
Yeah.
but I'm just like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor
man.
bastard.
That's,
Jesus
that's no
Christ.
good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
in the words of our former president, Bill Clinton, I feel your pain.
I feel your pain. Yeah, no, exactly. I feel your pain, all right. And then, so basically he's got an infection on the site. And long story short, it ruptured yesterday morning.
I know. It just gets worse.
Matt's like, of course it did.
And he was dripping pus and a little bit of blood mixed in all over the place. So
Yeah, that stuff.
yesterday was awesome.
I mean,
Yeah, ended up having to go to the vet.
James over here is
This
like,
fucking-
Exhibit A. It was like this. And then it was like this.
No, it'd be like Exhibit A, it was like this. Exhibit B, fluid, just start pouring the Dr. Pepper out.
Oh.
Fuck, dude.
Or
Oh,
something.
man.
Anyways, so my poor baby, he's dying over here.
Not
Needless
literally,
to say.
he's not dying.
Yeah, no, he'll
good.
be fine, but yeah. So that's why he's still in the cone. Yeah, I have to say, like, Canopy Lake Veterinary Hospital, yo, fuck that place. Fuck you people. When this is said and done, I'm going to take all of our animals to a different vet because I'm not playing your fucking games anymore.
We have a
I'm
really
not
good
going to sit
one.
here and have you fucking email me constantly and try to upcharge me on services and shit. Like, you gave him a heartworm prescription. Why the fuck are you emailing me every single month saying, hey, you know, he's got to do a fecal test. We got to run a fecal test and analyze it to make sure his heartworm meds are working. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, like, you knew better. You should have given an antibiotic. Every other dog or pet I've had that's ever been spayed or neutered, they're given antibiotics.
So
And this is the first
doesn't
place
happen.
where, like, you didn't give him an antibiotic, and here we are. But you're not going to give him an antibiotic, but you're going to give him 200 milligrams of trazodone every 12 hours. So
Yeah.
twice a day, 200 milligrams of
too much.
trazodone. Dude, like, give him a fucking Quaalude at this point. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Fucking heroin.
Fuck,
Just
dude.
real quick.
Well, at least he's not feeling it.
Yeah.
You
So
can tell he's not comfortable though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You can
He's like,
tell.
fucking, I'm laying down. That's it. Which makes sense because he's fucking hyped up on trazodone.
yeah,
Oh, jeez.
I feel so bad.
I've seen
for
people
him.
take that and sleep for 12 hours and can't fucking wake them up.
Yeah. So like I feel terrible for him. And like I'm in there with the doctor and the doctor's there or the vet, whatever the hell. She's in there with like a student and like she starts talking and I was being so nice. Because like you have a student and your student's shadowing you and you want to teach
you're
them.
being respectful.
But it's like one of those where it's like, if only you knew that me and everyone else you've interacted with, my family and like half my friends all work in healthcare. I can smell your fucking bullshit a mile away.
Yeah.
And I can just see by looking at your face that you're bullshitting me right now. And like you're fucking lying. And like I just wanted to be nice rather than like call them out on their shit in front of like their students and everything, because like I'll tell you right now, like if I was the student and someone comes in and starts calling up the doc, like I'd be sitting there going like, well, there goes my fucking internship, because good luck getting into another one if this one's falling apart like that.
yeah.
But like at the same time, like I've been looking it up and that place, like, oh yeah, you know, you look at reviews, it's got 4 out of 5 stars. But you know, there's a lot of them that are pretty just generic, like, oh my God, I love it, my pets love them, I love taking them here. And then you go in there and like every so many reviews, there's like these really fishy, like terrible stories, like absolutely terrible stories of shit that's happened in this vet clinic. And like all of a sudden, I'm one of those terrible stories.
Mm-hmm. It's probably one of those things. They're probably like okay with just completely regular visits, but then once you have, you know, something actually going on, they're just like, no.
Oh, dude! Not only that, it so far in just to get Bowser neutered has cost me over $1,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know what the going rate is, so.
The last 2 animals that got neutered that I had, it was about $400 all in with the meds, antibiotics, everything, all in.
Yeah.
All in, cone, everything. So like, this is ridiculous. Obviously, I know COVID, blah 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 blah. No, this price and what's gone on and the condition he's in and everything. No, this is like. So yeah, I've had a week. I've been pretty busy. And then when I haven't been taking care of poor Mr. Bowser here and either A, shoving pills down his throat, which is so much fun now because what we have to do is, because he fights it the whole time, so I have to get both hands in and open his mouth and hold it open
Yeah.
long enough for
And
mom.
your mom's tickling his brain.
Yeah. And mom's just taking her hand and putting it all the way down into the back of the
Jesus.
throat, like straight up tickling the brain. Like you know exactly what I'm talking about, like in the back there. Yeah, well, it's covered in like honey or like peanut butter, and then like afterwards we give him a bunch like
Honey
I
might
know
just slide right down.
yeah, we give him like another like spoonful of honey or peanut butter, so
Yeah.
he's taking it now. It's not as painful, but he is.
Wasn't like last weekend or whatever.
Oh,
a
it was
mess
painful last
everywhere.
weekend. Yeah.
That's why the whole time I was just like, get the peanut butter, the cheese. Like, what are you guys doing?
No, he stopped. Like last weekend,
Oh yeah, which is probably the only time he did
like he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't take the pills. He fought the pills. He fought the food. He fought everything.
He's probably smart enough to at least know that like whatever he's consuming is making him feel like that.
Oh, he knows exactly what's up.
Yeah.
And there's that.
And there he is. And
Is
now
that
he's
your
up,
buddy
you
Eddie?
know?
But yeah, no. At least he's not. The explosive Hershey squirts are done, so we're over that. But like, oh Matt, you were here last week when Eddie got here.
Oh yeah,
he
jumped.
stood up and barked, and when he jumped up and barked, he Hershey squirted himself.
He did that while spinning. By the way, that's why I was mentioning the brown maelstrom because
Yeah.
that was him.
Yeah, yeah,
It all comes clear, doesn't it?
Yes.
The
yeah.
brown maelstrom.
You know, you could say we've come full circle.
We have come full circle from that now, guys. Now you know what that. Now I know, and you know what that means because I was wondering what that meant.
Yeah. So that's where that started. But other than that, I played like in between taking care of him and cleaning up dog fluid and mysterious dog pus
Dog
fluid,
juice.
dog juice, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Yeah, just played a lot of Vampire Survivors, and I mean a lot.
Yeah, when
Like
you,
if you look at my Steam profile, you'll have seen that I played 9 hours of it yesterday. I wasn't playing the entire time, but there was a good portion of it.
You know, it was pretty excellent. Sorry, this is like a side story, but so I started playing Final Fantasy again. And like
Yeah.
last week, I looked, and since Sean was like, "Oh, I'm playing that again," and he kept talking about it, I'm like, "All right, you know, fuck it, I'm going to play too." And I looked at like, it said his like played 40 hours recently, and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." I'm like, "Wait a minute, he only started playing a week ago." I'm like, holy fuck, and he works a lot.
Yeah.
That was basically like, I'm going to work, and I'm going to play Final Fantasy, and I'm going to sleep for an hour a day, and I'm pretty sure that's what it worked.
Amazing. Yeah. So here, come on over. We'll do what we did last week, Eddie, because Eddie's here.
Come on, buddy.
Lord Beardsley.
Yeah, so now we got Eddie here. But yeah, outside of that, we'll hand it over to Mr. Ed, to Lord Beardsley here.
Yeah, sorry, I took an awesome shit.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
No, I'm just kidding.
How long did that take? Like 48 hours?
48
Well,
hours.
for brewing, yeah, but then man, you unload that thing. No, no, I had to go to another family get together, and it ran like an hour late. So I figured I was going to be running behind. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Just if you guys want to start without me, start without me. But I showed up. I'm here.
Yeah.
No headphones. Why are we?
Dude, I know that's what I said. I'm like, I feel naked.
no headphones, whatever. Just set it up and go real quick.
Dang. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should like put this one here. Maybe you could pick up both of us.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't know. Well, my week. Yeah, we did. We played Frog Fractions Wednesday. That was Blasty Blast.
So
Matt, you have to play that.
okay, so you know what's funny about that?
What's
The
that?
fact that you mention it is earlier I was just sitting over here on the couch, and he's just like surfing. You're trying to figure out how to use your little
Yeah.
the board thing that you guys are looking at.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is that gizmo?
So, okay, so this is the Pixu, the pixel art thing that I found, and we loaded it up like. Fuck, how many gifts you think we put on there earlier today?
50.
Dish
Like,
thing?
It was 50.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
was watching it and I was
Yeah.
seeing it, a little bit over there, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
what's
What's
playing?
We put all kinds of them on there.
Nice.
So, and it's just kind of randomly playing them all over the place.
That's great. I love that.
Well, that's pretty
But yeah, so there's that. I did do that, but
Yeah.
other than that,
Wow.
Prime sales. I spent a bunch of money on Prime. The only real ones that matter is I got a stubby pressure washer head, a bunch of memory cards, and then
Did you buy that memory card holder?
yes, I
Yeah,
did buy that.
Good.
And then I got the SSD in for the PS5, which is cool.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
anyways, here you go.
Sorry. I bought nothing. I've been cheap. I've been a cheapskate all week. But yeah, no. Wednesday we did Frog Fractions. That was a blasty blast. And then I pretty much like did nothing this week. I played. I don't know if I mentioned it last week or the week before. I bought this game called End Zone, which is like a post-apocalyptic city builder. It's actually a lot of fun. If you've ever played a game like Banished, it's very similar. So it's not like as good as Anno. To me, those are like, as far as city builders go, those games like rip. But it's still pretty good. It's a unique atmosphere. It's like European or something, so it's like porn tier voice acting, like it's horrible.
Quarantine.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
like
baby.
some of the characters are just like they're not characters, they're caricatures. You know, like
Yeah.
it's bad. But that said, you know the graphical look is cool. And if there's one thing I regret, because I bought like a $20 Steam card and that's how I got it, and I wound up being like $2 short of. It has 2 expansions, and I was able to get one, and I kind of picked the wrong one. They have one where it's like post-apocalypse, so it's like you start off living in like tin shacks and tarps everywhere, and basically you like rebuild society, so you get like concrete plants and
nice.
yeah, it's kind of cool. And that's the one I got, which is okay, but it's like all late game crap, so most of the time you don't see it. The other one that I wish I got was different environments that you access via like a post-apocalyptic train. And that's the one thing I don't like about the game is that the environment styles, it's all just like forest. So it's kind of like, you don't get any deserts, you don't get any like
You
wastelands.
just get one biome.
Yeah. And I mean, it's cool because it does transfer through seasons. So you'll get like a dry season, the wet season. but there is no like snow or anything. And yeah, the environment's kind of bland. So I do regret not getting that, but I think it's on sale until the 21st. So I'm not sure. I don't even know what year it is right now. So like I'm running on caffeine alone. So it might still be on sale. In which case, if you're into city builders, that's a solid recommendation for me.
Nice.
What else did I do? Not anything. I got rid of a wasp's nest, and that was
An activity.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't very exciting. Like, it's one of those things where it's like when because you use like that 30-foot spray or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like, when you first are doing it, it's like, oh god, are they gonna like swarm? But then you just like unload on them, and they like literally all die, and it's like, bastards, you deserve this. So, and it was so funny because like the nest was so like bottom heavy that it's like just the force of the jet alone like cut it in half.
Oh,
So it was good.
Yeah.
I still have to take it down, so I have to spray it again tonight. But
Yeah, do that like 3 days in a row. and
yeah,
then go get
more or
it.
less. Just keep doing it until they're literally all dead,
Just
and then
like-
just like go out at night and knock it down.
day and night bombing raids constantly.
More or less, yeah. Like dawn and dusk. You get them then; they're always in there.
Agent Orange.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Like that's like the one thing I do kind of wish I had like a pressure washer for, because that'd be fun to blast the shit
Yeah,
out of them.
just blast it.
Yeah.
Or maybe a bead blaster. Just
Done. Yeah.
Blown into
Done.
another dimension. Just
Yeah.
Done.
That's what the bead blaster will do.
Yeah.
there's only 3 things you use a bead blaster for: bead blasting,
Yep.
blowing away the wasps, and blowing away your buddy's pants.
I know. My other thought was like, if it wasn't attached to my house, I'd be like Roman candles. But I'm like,
Yeah.
it's on my house. Don't do that.
You're like, oh, I'm paying for that.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like if it was just on like I don't know, my crappy deck and it was raining, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, I could take a couple pot shots at it. But no. It's been really, really dry here until like yesterday, 2 days ago, we got like a buttload of rain.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's also like I have a split level and it's got like this overhang, so it's like right on my house. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh. It's kind
I'd
of
always
crappy.
get like a 12 gauge with a dragon's breath round.
Oh my god!
Blast it right out of there.
Jeez.
You'd probably light half the neighborhood on fire too.
Now
but-
that
Yeah.
that's
Had
like
that removed.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would definitely remove it, and it would probably remove half my house.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
That would be
But
so sweet.
yeah, that was more or less my week. I really didn't do much of anything. Did I miss anything exciting from you guys' weeks? I feel like retreading ground is kind of stupid. So, Spark Notes.
Just talk about dog.
Oh yeah,
Dog.
how's he doing?
Jeremy was doing
Not so
stuff.
good.
He's chilling right here. It was kind of funny a minute ago. I know James was watching. He had his head right here, and he's just staring at me when I'm massaging his head. And I think he was like kind of falling asleep with his eyes wide open. 'Cause his whole weight was just on my leg, and he
Oh,
just
jeez.
slid down my leg, and now he's on my foot, and he's napping.
Well,
Sorry.
all you missed was the nut sack. The sack got real large, like the size of a
Me
softball.
being in physical pain, hearing about it.
You guys, he got an infection, and there was dog juice everywhere. 'Cause
Ah,
it ruptured. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Basically, what I've already shown on camera is I said he was basically like, so Exhibit A.
yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
So
Wasp.
it's been
No, what was that movie? Bite.
Bite.
Yeah.
so it's been go back to the vet, go all this, and then like I had to call out of work yesterday and shit like that.
Oh
Take care of
jeez.
it.
Damn.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And
Well,
that's why we had to reschedule going to Micro Center and shit for Jeremy.
yeah, that's fine. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
but I
when were
guess
you
we can
guys
do
planning
that.
on
Yeah,
going?
We'll do that after.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, after.
We should take the Burb there, load everybody up,
Oh,
and burb it
jeez,
right to
fucking-
Boston.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would definitely infuriate half of Massachusetts.
It-
that's for
oh, it
sure.
would.
You know, we literally have to go. You literally have to go down on Stero Drive. So.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've driven the Caddy on Stero Drive before. I have taken the Caddy to Boston once.
Bro, I
Oh.
don't think your Suburban has enough like lift and suspension travel to go down Stero unless they repaved it.
It really is hell.
Is it
like,
that bad?
place
Yeah.
is- yeah, it is like it's just tire eaters. Like it's horrible. That place sucks. I hate
Yeah. So it'll just be
Massachusetts.
like this the whole time, bouncing
Yeah.
up and down. And
Bro,
may-
you need a fucking Ford Raptor just to drive down Stero at the fucking.
And you got to
speed
rebuild
limit.
your
Yeah, or
suspension
like
at
a
the end.
BMP or like a tank or something.
BMP.
Like, yeah, you need something with treads on it. That's the only
You're
way
just
you're
like
gonna
clink,
make it.
clink, 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 clink.
I feel miserable for anybody like who dares to ride like a motorcycle down Sturrow.
I was just about to say, can I ride a motorcycle in there and just dodge it all?
No,
No,
there's
okay.
that much you can't dodge it all.
It's okay. I'm a veteran of those roads because every time I go out with my dad, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go for like 100 miles or so. There's at least 10 to 15 miles of it within 5 minutes. That's that.
Pure horror.
And I'm just like,
God,
my
that
seat, my
sucks,
ass
yeah.
coming off the seat, and I'm sweating. I'm laughing usually though because it's so ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
There's times where I've literally like made little jumps in the road. And I'm like, okay, my front and rear tire just came off the ground. Like, it just gets ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it does suck, but yeah, I am kind of excited to go check that place out and get your shit together. That'll be a
Hey,
blast.
you get your shit together.
Yeah,
You
we'll get your
understand?
shit together, kid.
Are you listening to yourself?
Dude,
Listen
listen
to
to yourself.
listen
Look, I
to
know I'm a
yourself.
mess. You don't have to remind
No,
me.
no,
no,
you're
I'm a
good.
mess.
About that.
Just the fact that you're willing to join the PC lifestyle, I think.
PC Master Race.
PC Master
There,
Race, yeah,
slow
yeah.
percentages of me are also trying to join.
Oh, I did play around with your computer this week. I did.
Did it turn on? Was it,
It
loud
did.
as
Actually,
fuck?
it was at first. I had to. One of the fans was just really, really loose. I had to just like bang it back into place.
Yeah. I remember hitting that computer a few times.
Imagine you.
Yeah.
Now imagine you caveman.
Yeah, I had to bang my fans. Dude.
I imagine you
Oh,
just
groupies.
caveman shouts, boom.
No, it was so like you know how that case has like that weird arm on it with the fan. It's a
Yes.
Braid Max Smile-O-Don for anybody in the know. But it's got like this big arm that folds out. It's like a brace, and it's got like an 80 mil fan on it. And it's not really screwed into anything. It's just kind of like clipped in with plastic. And sometime moving it around, it must have got shaken loose. I don't know. It very well could have shaken loose when you first got it, however many years ago.
2009.
And it just always made noise. And then I disconnected that one that wouldn't spin.
Oh,
at
it didn't
all.
always make noise. It used to
Oh,
just be
okay.
like, okay, kind of loud fan, not bad, to then making that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed the disk drive made a lot of noise too, but I had to unplug it to plug an SSD into it because I didn't have any extra
Yeah.
SATA cables. So that quieted it down a bit as well. And it took a long time to get Windows 10 on it, but it did boot 64-bit.
Wow.
Yeah. And it found all the drivers and everything.
Nice.
I was actually really impressed. It's
Still going.
Yep. Yeah. I have no idea what to do with it yet. I was trying to benchmark it, but it was like trying to find a correct version of Cinebench that supports both like my computer and that one is like
Yeah.
kind of tough. So it wouldn't exactly be apples to apples. But yeah, it was a Q9300 Core 2 quad. So that's got to be like what 06, 07 ish.
Somewhere around there.
Yep. 4870, but yeah, had drivers for it, supported by 1080p monitor, and
Yeah, nice.
yeah, it was kind of cute. The only problem is I didn't have a mouse for it. I had a USB keyboard, well, a PS2 keyboard, like one of those.
Yeah, the purple.
Technically, it was the one for the IBM, so it was like the regular, like the big fat DIN, and then I had to convert that down, and then I was able to plug it in that way. But that doesn't have a Windows key, so like navigating by keyboard was very challenging.
Nice.
And then yeah, I went actually yesterday to Walmart and just grabbed an $8 mouse because I was like, you know what, I'm tired of not having a USB mouse when I need one.
Yeah.
So
just
just
get
some
whatever.
cheap thing for testing, you know. And
You should have told me.
oh,
I
why
had
you got?
bins and bins and bins of keyboards and mice. Because like
Well-
we get those Lenovo mini PCs and shit like that.
Oh right, and they all
And
come
every
with
time
them.
one comes in, it comes with a keyboard and a mouse.
Right.
That Dell fucking keyboard that everybody's got.
Yeah,
like one of
dude.
those.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Well, I might take you up on that then. I might snag a keyboard from you because I as much as I like that cool clickety clack IBM type keyboard, it not having a Windows key makes it very tricky to like get to control panel and stuff without it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was working good.
That's quite the foot.
Yeah, I want to try loading some games on it and seeing if it can play anything still. I doubt it, but it's worth a shot.
Oh, it'll probably play something.
Yeah, play something, yeah.
Solitaire.
Well, duh.
It's
I was
like-
gonna
it's
say,
like
probably The
slogging.
Sims. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
No.
that's a game. That
Roller
will just
Coaster
run-
Tycoon.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
No,
yeah.
no. We gotta play Vampire Survivors on it. I hit a point.
Or just melt it.
Yeah.
That's
Yesterday-
actually a good question,
Bro, I hit a point yesterday that Vampire Survivors was causing my computer to slow down.
Oh, then
there was
there's
so
no
much shit
way
going
it'll
on.
run. There's no way.
Like I just want to know what happens like once it ramps up, what it'll look like on that computer.
Dude, it took like an hour and a half just to
Smoke.
get Windows on it with an SSD. You really think it's gonna do like a game like that?
Yeah, but Vampire Survivors is literally just pixels.
Okay,
It hit that point of like I'm struggling now because there was literally that much like going on the CPU, not the GPU. Like it's not GPU.
Yeah, it's not GPU bound.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like that's like the one thing I think it might be okay with is probably 2D games because realistically most graphics cards like 2D performance hasn't changed all that much. And if anything, it may have been better back in that generation.
Yeah, because they're
the-
still playing a lot of games like
Right. But CPU wise, no way. It sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so weird when you go back to like a computer that old and like, you're so used to seeing like, you go to control panel and you got like a Ryzen whatever or a Core i whatever, and you see the clock rate dip really low and then like boost and, you could see like just how much fluctuation there is. And then this thing, it's basically got like two states. It's got like half clock and full clock. And that's it. It wasn't, it was pretty wild. But I mean, it was a quad core, so like at least as far as like web browsing and stuff, it's fine.
Web browsing.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's a waste of power, but because it draws like, I couldn't quite get like a solid number because I had my machine on as well, and I was just using the UPS to get like the power figures. So it's got like a display on it. I'd have to run it with a kilowatt, but I'm pretty sure it's like 150 to 200 watts from the wall. Which, just sitting at a desktop, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, my system draws like 150 with two monitors and everything, and this thing's just like one display and a keyboard. So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'd hate to know what this runs with everything. Oh boy.
I mean, at idle, it's probably pretty good. I feel like all the modern parts are really like conservative, just sitting at the desktop. But once you get going, you'd be surprised. Like, I mean, even my system sucks down like it can pull down like 500 plus watts. And
Oh yeah, dude, that thing's got an 850 watt power supply.
yeah. I mean, mine's 750, but I appreciate that though because that means I got some headroom, for future upgrades. But all right, I promise I'm not going to turn this into friggin' dork talk. So
I'm gonna turn it back to dork talk eventually.
I don't
oh,
know.
all
what
right.
it is, but
Oh, what do you got?
Sounds like what I'm gonna
whose
do
week were we
upstairs.
on?
I can't. It's either Alex or me. I can't remember.
No.
Whose week are we?
I don't
on?
think either of us started.
I don't think either of us
Okay,
started.
sorry.
either.
I didn't have the right to just jump in and monopolize. So
Well, it's done and over with. Let's just keep
all right,
on
I'm
trucking.
passing the ball to Alex. What do you got?
There wasn't a whole lot going on. Still waiting on floors and stuff for my, man cave project.
Yep.
Don't know when those are coming in. I did buy some white paint to start doing the trim.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
probably start working on that tomorrow, actually, when I'm just doing nothing.
All right. On.
Take care of that. I've been contemplating.
Contemplating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like implying, but contemplating.
Yeah.
I'm implying that
Implied
I'm
contemplation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm doing. So, you heard it here, everybody.
Read them and weep, folks.
We're doing wait. Just buying more car parts just to put it on my Subi. Because what else do you do with a WRX? You just keep modding it until it dies.
I feel
So,
like
and then you rebuild the engine,
And then I rebuild it and mod it until it
and then
dies.
it dies again, and you rebuild it.
But
Very
actually,
similar to a square body in there.
no power mods yet. No nothing. I've been like contemplating maybe getting an exhaust for it, like a mild one.
yeah.
I know I say mild, but then maybe I'll just like hate it in 2 minutes and be like, oh, I guess it's on the marketplace for $800. I was looking at wheels earlier, and then he was showing me wheels like 20 minutes ago. I was like, you buy these ones, and it's like, no.
T37s.
Yeah, he's over here
Yeah,
T37s.
he doesn't like TEs, Matt.
They're all right. They're all right.
Blasphemy!
What? Sorry,
Matt,
what?
actually, you know what? I'll make a deal. If you buy me a full set of it and I'm never paying you back, I will put them on my car. I get to pick the color. That's
How
it.
much do they cost a wheel? Like $800 a wheel,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Basically.
Yep.
The really nice forged billet ones.
That's about what I'm gonna pay when eventually I get my wheels. That they're not. They stopped making like 20 years ago, and now another company's supposed to bring them back, but they're getting licensing and all this crap, so it's taken forever. They've said, in 2020 they're coming out 2021 for sure. coming out in 2022 for sure.
Yeah.
2023 for sure.
So I guess we'll see when that happens. And when they come out, we'll see if they are exactly like the originals. If they're not,
What wheels are these?
they're called Krager 30 spokes.
Oh, Kragers. Yeah.
They're
Exactly
very
what they
similar to they're like the old like lowrider wheels kind of, but it's like much thicker,
I know
bigger
exactly
spokes.
what they look
Oh.
like.
And on some cars they call them swangas, and they stick way the fuck out. I don't want
Swangers?
anything like that at all. So
Does it have the little thing in the middle, the little 3-pronged?
some of it, yeah, you
Yeah.
can get like those.
Now I know exactly what wheel you're talking
You
about.
always have
things.
like a white wall on it. They're like gold.
Yeah.
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 Right. Okay.
Which will look really good in gold with a white wall on the red one. On the red
On the red caddy.
Yeah, that would look-
Look fucking excellent.
That would look bling as shit.
That car isn't getting spokes only because I could kill them when I do burnouts in it.
Oh, yeah, they
The
might
big
just fold.
500 motor in it.
Yeah. Right. That one's actually. Yeah. That one has some balls actually.
Yep.
I mean, not a lot of power, but like the torque is stupid.
It's stupid, and
Yeah.
you feel it in, like as you're pushing the pedal, you feel it like instantaneously. There's no lag at all.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's
It
all
just,
motor.
it
no,
just the second you're touching the throttle, you're going like
that's
it's
badass.
pretty sweet. That's the only car I've driven like that.
You know what I like is when you drive especially a manual car with just a buttload of torque, and you feel the whole like chassis creak as the tires like engage with the pavement. And it just
Yep.
goes.
That's
It
awesome.
was Travis's old Challenger did that. You'd start driving it, and you could hear it go just a little bit from like the window. Everything together just creaking a little
See,
bit.
I love when you see a big rig and like when they like are really giving
it
it the
twists.
beans and like the whole chassis twisting under
Yeah.
all that torque.
The whole
I
thing
love
does
it.
a wheelie, and one wheel is higher than the other.
Yeah,
It's a
oh,
beautiful
so
thing.
badass.
It's like watching the drag races where they're fully loaded.
oh my god, yeah.
You ever see
Yeah.
the dudes that clearly modified
Oh,
their
yeah.
truck? And I guess sometimes like it's not legal to modify, but you see like a 10-inch diameter pipe sticking straight out of the hood. You're like, I'm pretty sure you have a much bigger turbo on that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And they just get in it, and it's just like,
Dump more fuel. Yeah, just dump more fuel.
yeah, dump more fuel.
That's like a boat stack, like a stack on a boat, like just a giant.
yeah, smokestack.
Yeah, giant smokestack.
The Titanic motor. Actually, you know what I learned is the Vipers, the V10s they have in them. Didn't realize those were meant to be truck engines.
So
Really?
yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
complicated history, but I guess it does share a very little bit of lineage with the Ram V10.
Yeah.
I don't know what they called it. They had like an internal name for it, but I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was.
It's because they needed something with a lot of power to power their sports car.
Yeah, they're just like,
pretty much.
so we want the one that just makes a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Just put that on there. But
But that's part of the reason why
Cool.
they're so notoriously hard to drive.
yeah, because you give it a little gas and you just go. Whoop.
Yeah, that and Carroll Shelby was like, no computers, no assist, no nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was about as pure of a sports car as you could get, and it
Mhm.
was about as dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Looks fucking sweet.
Oh hell yeah.
And don't forget those side pipes on like the first two generations.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, side pipes look baller, but everyone burned their legs on
Yeah,
them.
exactly. I mean,
Like-
Jesus.
Of course.
The blue one with the white stripes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
That thing was always, yeah. Like
That's the one.
any kid who grew up in the 90s had at least one poster of a Viper
Yeah.
somewhere in their house.
At one point, this is like probably at least 10 or 15 years ago, but there was a Viper, like the first generation one, like the convertible with the
Oh, geez.
wing thing on it. It was for sale at the Gladstone 4. I don't even know if it's called that anymore. But
Oh, Fort of London.
Fort of Londonderry, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember stopping to look at it, and it was just like, whoa! And then,
Jeez.
the
That's
interior on those is so bare. Like it's
Oh, yeah,
very,
there's
very-
nothing
in
it's,
it.
it's literally like a thing.
It's like a
is so-
Dodge Neon interior.
Yep.
Yeah, more or
Yeah.
less.
Same thing with the old Corvettes. Like
Mhm.
it's as low and as cheap as it gets.
It's just
like,
to go
even
fast.
the C5s, like it's like as cheap as it gets on the interior.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things where, like, when you're driving that car, you don't give a shit what the interior is.
Right.
Like, you just want the car.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
But then you see a Zonda or any Pagani for that matter, and you're
Yeah.
like,
The
Oh, yeah.
shifters are always so ridiculous looking.
those are the craziest. I think those cars have the craziest like interiors.
Yeah.
Like out of all of them, if you want the most just
All the weird
ridiculous.
buttons.
I don't know. I
and
watched a
switches.
Doug DeMoro video about the Aston Martin Signet.
Oh,
have
the
to
new
look
one.
that up.
Yeah.
No, this thing was from 2012. It's a Scion IQ branded as an Aston Martin. Oh,
Really?
it is bullshit. It sucks. But the interior is like, that's like the one thing that like, because Aston Martin couldn't change the motor because they needed it to be fuel efficient. And they changed the exterior and it looks awful. Like, it's miserable looking. It looks like shit. But then the interior is like they did all this leather stitching. Like they spent like $40,000 doing the interior, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous on the inside. Well, I mean, sort of gorgeous. Some of it's pretty gaudy looking. Like they have this big picture of like flowers on the roof, and it's just like,
What the hell?
this is freaking stupid. But like it also looks really comfortable.
It better be.
But
For
yeah,
that price tag.
yeah. But yeah, it's just it's hilarious to think that a company like Aston Martin put out such a horrible little car. Yeah.
Huh.
I guess there was a reason for it because they needed to basically like boost their fleet MPG. So they would they would sell these cars with really high mileage, but they're like just rebadged Toyotas and Hondas and stuff. Just so that way their number looks a little bit better on paper.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
wild. I never knew that.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty common with a lot of those smaller makes. Like for Porsche, like they don't do it because Volkswagen carries their brand
Yep.
for mileage. And that's also how companies like Chevy put out, pieces of crap like the Sonic or whatever. But then they also have the
Cruze.
Corvette and the Camaro. Yeah, the Cruze.
Yeah.
But then they have the Camaro and the Corvettes because they have these cars with really high mileage to offset the crappy ones.
The crappy ones is where it's always fun though.
Right. I mean, again, it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow.
Absolutely.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because any of us can jump in the Chevy Sonic and just
Oh yeah.
Fucking send it.
lay into it as hard as we can through every turn around town.
Yeah,
When you get
exactly.
the Corvette and you're like, brr, you're like, oh, 60.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that might be fun for like literally a couple seconds, and then you're just driving a car that's kind of uncomfortable because it's got a stiff suspension and you can't have your friends in the back and the stereo kind of sucks. It's sacrifices you make to own the fast car, but to me, I'd rather just own like the shit box and then like just lay into it.
Yeah, party car.
A lot of times it doesn't even have to actually be going fast, even be fast at all, just to feel fast.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those things are dangerous as hell. So like, you're just like, I'm going 40 and I feel like I'm gonna die.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it's fine.
I'll tell you, driving 55 in the Suburban down like some of these
Oh,
like
yeah,
roads,
that's gotta
it's,
be
great.
it's so much fun. Like
Yeah.
it's like woohoo!
Yeah, literally any
Fucking
imperfection in the road and you're practically airborne. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd rather drive a car that just has like low end balls and nothing past it.
Dude,
Like just a
that
fun driving.
I
Something.
had a 2001 Mercury Mountaineer with the all-wheel drive in the
I remember
V8.
that thing.
That was that thing. Like 0 to like 40, it was a rocket ship, and then it had nothing. And it sounded so cool, but like it
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere. Like it was great. I loved. And obviously it's an Explorer, so the suspension is just like it's gonna roll over at any minute. It was just so, and like the leather seats, so you're just sliding around in it.
Those things were wicked comfortable. I don't know
Oh,
what
they
it was.
were. I mean, they were really comfortable, but like once you try laying into it and like going around a corner, it's like I'm either gonna flip or I'm just gonna fall out of the seat.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
What I like about the older cars like that and stuff is the leather seats, because like, if you get in a brand new car, you're like, oh, that's pretty nice. They're still a little bit slippery.
Yeah.
When you've got like just like the oils from your clothes or your skin just like really grain into there,
Yeah.
you get that nice polished like
Right.
slide
Yeah,
seat.
it kind of like it's like not quite a baseball glove. I'm trying to think of the word. But
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
something
It does
once you,
kind of
like,
like
break it
polish
in,
it. It
really,
puts like
yeah.
it puts like a sheen on it,
Yeah.
so it's almost like waxed.
Which I've learned that technically when it looks like that, it means you need to clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then half the time it's just like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah. Whatever.
But
Again,
Cool.
that's shitbox life, right, Matt?
Fuck yeah,
Shitbox life.
shitbox life.
He and I are all about that shit.
Not me.
No,
Not
you
me.
you always got the cool. You always got the spiffy, nice toys.
One day, some of my cars will be able to not be shit boxes. It's just
Takes a while.
it has to have air conditioning. That's one thing that needs to be like when
That
they all
is-
get air conditioning. Then we've made a big step forward.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Here, I'm gonna ruin this for you. Don't ever get a car with air conditioned seats. Then,
Yeah, no,
Oh, that must be
like,
hell.
do not. because like once you get
Oh, that is so nice.
that is the standard. And if a vehicle does not have it, you're going to be losing your mind.
I will say, like, the air conditioning is definitely like, because growing up in the '90s, we had cars, because that was like the end of Freon and everything.
Yeah.
So it was like all the cars we owned, the air conditioning never worked.
Yep.
And then I got the Mountaineer, and the air conditioner worked. And ever since then, I've been spoiled. Like, I can't go back now. I literally can't. Like, I get in the Bonneville, it doesn't have air conditioning, and I'm just sweating. I'm dumping sweat because I'm like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
I've been ruined by having it. But like, if you've never had it, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
The CRV has it, so it's like I have it, and then I go back to the Suburban, and I'm like,
It sucks, doesn't it?
this sucks, but it's still the fucking Suburban.
True.
Yeah, it's the Burb. You make sacrifices for like the badass shit boxes.
That is true. Yeah,
You have to.
It doesn't.
Absolutely.
The CRV doesn't like rattle when you go over bumps the way the Suburban does. Like,
No,
you don't
no,
feel
I
the
mean-
body just. It's just like, oh, this
It
is
doesn't
so
feel
awesome.
like it's about to give out under you.
You know what's great is playing on the simulator over there. Like any car, like replicate, like it does that. It's got like that chassis like
Yeah.
creak, and I'm
The
like,
chassis
oh,
bounce.
this is awesome. This is sweet. It does it with like every car too. So but especially when you're like using like the old race cars, it's just like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yeah, you only feel it in the steering wheel. You don't feel it in your ass.
yeah. It feels
Yeah, really.
awesome.
You don't feel it in your ass.
Ooh.
So, speaking of no air conditioning, when I had the Firebird, since it had it had headers and stuff on it, the headers dumped out like right next to the transmission, which was like right here on my leg.
Oh God.
And
Sweet.
so once its cooling issues were gone and the car didn't want to kill itself, I just wanted to kill you. Like windows down and everything, I could put my hand like down on the just like the transmission tunnel or whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not burning me, but it's not comfortable to touch.
It's damn
Yeah.
hot,
Like
yeah,
this
yeah.
thing is hot, and the transmission is just probably like not cooking itself, but it might. I don't know.
Not happy.
Yeah.
It might be okay, it might not be. I just know that sometimes I came to a stop and smoke just like went by me, and I'm not sure it was from I'm not sure it was exhaust, it was burning oil, it was burning the rear end. No idea. Didn't really care though. Still went. Didn't
Yeah.
die.
If you're burning fluid, it means you have fluid to burn. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it really. No, it leaked. It leaked
Yeah.
a lot. Pretty much everything. It was cool.
Sometimes that's okay, but sometimes
sometimes that's bad.
it's bad. Like,
Well, when it becomes like a stream of instead
Yeah,
of
yeah.
drips,
When you're leaking a little, it's fine. When you start leaking like a lake, it's like
well, also
shoot.
like leaking like a differential.
Oh yeah, I know that's bad.
We know what happens when you do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what was smoking.
Awesome.
rear disc.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
Does it
that's
smell like really bad? Is it just like,
I
oh,
don't, I don't remember, but I know the back did a little bit right on the pumpkin because I
Yep.
used to just jack that up right there, and I started seeing it leak. I'm like,
Oh,
huh,
sweet.
that feels bad. I don't care. Don't care.
God.
just
I
as
don't
long
care.
as your differential doesn't explode, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
yeah.
The differential,
Oh, yeah.
and like, it was crazy. Like when I brought it in, he's like, "How did you do that?" He's like, "The entire differential casing was split in half. You broke the big casing is
God.
broke, like blasted in half." And I'm like,
I was gonna say that stuff is
Sweet.
thick. That's like
Yeah.
that's practically armor plated. It's
"Yeah."
wicked thick.
They blew a hole in the fucking like, in the fucking in the plate, like the diff cover.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You got to like a stop
what
sign and then
vehicle?
tried to roll,
The
and then it just like
Suburban.
Yeah, the
The
Suburban.
middle of high range just explodes. Like I'm turning on to high range and just bang. Can't move. Can't do anything.
It just
Sweet. Oh, there's cars coming both ways. I'm like,
And no, you've somebody's gonna stop, and you just have to feel like a dickhead.
oh yeah, they all had to stop. I
Yeah.
was like facing sideways in the middle of the fucking
Yeah.
street.
So what
Did
did
it,
you
like,
wind
lock
up
up
doing?
one
Did you
side?
just have to like push it?
I had to push it.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
God. That is tough. That thing is huge. And
What?
it weighs like more than a ton. I mean, like
Oh,
couple
yeah.
tons.
Probably
So
3.
Yeah.
what happened was the diff cover rusted through, and it's like in the oil leaked out of it. It was like a tiny hole. Like you'd clean it off, and it'd get a little bit wet. You wouldn't barely see it. You wouldn't see it drip, but you would just see it get wet. And eventually, it all leaked out, and boom went the differential. So
Jeez.
Awesome.
That's-
yeah, new
that's
differential.
brutal.
Oh, the whole axle's been rebuilt. New differential, much better one, and the plate is POR. It's never going to rust through again.
Nice.
Fuck that.
Good stuff.
There you go.
That was one of the more earlier projects when I got that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you were driving it for a little while.
I drove it. It's
Actually, that was quite a while.
There's been a
Shit.
couple times where it's died on me, and I like haven't been able to I had to have it fixed. I didn't do it myself.
Yeah, because it's weird, but that also is kind of like his daily driver.
Yeah, well,
'Cause, like,
it's
the
old as fuck, and it's needed to be like some
Yeah.
of those things. But now it like has a whole new drivetrain. Like
Yeah.
the only thing I'm worried about like now is the transmission. That's the only thing that I haven't. That's the only thing that's known to blow up on those things.
It needs
Yeah.
some TLC on that body though.
Oh, it
Oh
definitely
yeah,
do. It
yeah,
definitely do.
that
Yeah.
for sure. But I'm
Yeah,
not.
you got like cornflakes coming off it. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's so much rust.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, what do you expect? It
I
is,
got an O2 sensor for it, so
nice.
now I got to switch that out. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. See if that fixes my idling problem. I will be so happy if that fixes it.
Mm.
It'd be amazing. It's always nice when like you have trouble with something for a while and you put one thing on and it's instant fix.
Yeah, yeah, it just fixes it immediately. You're like, oh, thank God, dude. So my caddy has a carburetor that has electronics in it. So like it has like a throttle position sensor and all that in the carburetor.
Oh.
This was probably like 5 years ago. Trying to figure that carburetor out and getting the TPS to read correctly. It was excruciating. Like the original one was broken, and then one of the replacements I got was broken. So we're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then we got one, put it in, and it worked immediately, and we're like, oh, thank you. Like, okay, it's fixed. But
That is probably one of the most infuriating things of all time.
it's nice when you just drop it and it works, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, that was it. That's the problem.
But
it's
anytime
done.
you get like a replacement part and the replacement part is broken,
Yeah, it drives you nuts.
because
You're
you're going to be
crazy.
sitting there diagnosing it forever because you're going to be like, it can't be broken. It's brand new.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
Ugh.
the worst thing when you get,
Really is.
and
You know
that
what,
happens a
though?
lot.
The,
Oh, yeah.
the fact that it happened to you once now you'd be like, well, wait a minute, I could have got a faulty part.
Yep, yeah.
You'll
now
at least
you
think
know.
of that now, yeah.
Now it's like I've replaced every external thing on that engine, and if the O2 sensor works, it will be like I could have just spent $17 and fixed the damn fucking thing. But I'll just be happy it fixes it. I'll just be like, all right,
True.
now the mileage will be awesome on it. Like the gas
Actually,
mileage
yeah.
will be good because everything's brand new.
Well, better.
The
I mean,
vacuum,
good is
good is not. Yeah, that's true.
Suburban doesn't know good mileage, but it will know better mileage.
It will know. It will get like closer to what it's supposed to get from the factory, I guess.
Ted.
It's 10.
Yeah, I was
10.
gonna say even an improvement from like 8 to 12, like when you have a 30-gallon tank, it's like, oh, that's actually quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not horrible.
I mean, shoot, like truck drivers live and die between like a difference of 2 miles per gallon. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. Sorry, so
Matt,
who's-
what did you do this week?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that
whose
was that
week are
was.
we on?
I got an O2 sensor, so that came
I think
today.
he just actually described what he might have done this
No,
week.
I actually have quite a few things that are pretty cool to talk about here.
Oh, dang.
So, I ordered my pressure washer gun. So, James said he got one. So I'm like dying to go look at it now to like check it out because he spent. How much did you spend on yours?
I just bought like a little stubby from Chemical Guys. Like they have like a little short one, which is like a quick connect for the hose.
Yep.
And then like it's just like the handle where like the trigger is.
Yep.
And then it like cuts off right there.
Yep.
But on Prime Day they were selling them for like $30. Normally they're like $60.
Okay, you spent $30. I spent $382.
Oh my god.
So
You get a much nicer setup than
oh,
I do.
it's literally just my pressure washer is like $300. It's like an AR Blue Clean one you can buy at Home Depot electric pressure washer that plugs into the wall kind of a thing.
I mean, that's what I have. I have one of the little Ryobis. It's just like a little box.
But really, the whole thing I was really going for on it wasn't even the niceness. It's really just the size of it. So if I go see yours and yours is like the size of your hand, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna be like, fuck. But it'll be really nice what I got.
Well, you want yours to be like Noisy Cricket?
I want it to be like, I got all like the really like stupidly high quality stainless steel quick connects and all that stuff. That's what the difference is like the connects being made of this super nice stainless steel.
Oh, dude, all of my quick connects and everything are all like cheap brass. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have anything super nice. Don't get jealous of that.
Oh yeah, no, I just want. It's really just the size of it. It's kind of like the what I was going with the air compressor, getting all those tools to be as small as possible, getting all the quick connect and all of that off the end of the tool to get that 2 or 3 inches off the end of the tool. And actually, this week has been more when I've really been able to like use all those tools on the caddy. I finally took the gas tank is off the car now.
Oh, nice.
So I can do the whole underside of like the trunk and everything, get that whole spot of floor cleaned up and painted and just done and all nice, like a show car almost now at this point.
Nice.
Everything on that back end is going to be repainted and done, so it'll look brand new. But getting to like reach up under there with the air tools, having the like ball joint swivels on them, I can really feel what spending all that extra money did. It's so not painful to hold that up. I was using my angle grinder this week to do like bigger spots. It's a lot heavier, so that's gonna play a part. But holding that thing up is awful. Like it's brutal. Like after like 2 minutes of it, you're like, I gotta take a break. This sucks.
Yeah.
The air tools, you could hold them up there all day. Like,
Nice.
they're smaller, so it's not gonna take bigger areas of paint off like as quickly, but.
But you
It's
can
so
work
much
longer
nicer.
without taking a break.
Way
so.
longer, yeah. Like there's no strain on your arms or
Yeah, I was
anything
gonna say it's just a
at
lot
all.
less weight.
It's
so.
way less weight, and you don't have to fight the
Right.
double-ended
Yeah.
ball joints on it. You don't have
Which
to
is
fight
probably
that
another 15
hose.
pounds when you have your arm up.
Yep. Yeah, you
Right.
don't have to fight that hose at all, and that's kind of what I was going for with the power washer thing as well. It's gonna swivel. I don't know if it doesn't have like a ball joint end or anything like that, but it will swivel and all that. So
Nice.
we'll see how that comes. I got a pressure washer hose. Probably the stupidest amount of money you could ever spend on a pressure washer hose.
How much is stupid much?
Okay, so back when I did the air compressor, I found this industrial company called Parker Hannifin.
Okay.
And they do like hydraulic hoses for like trucks, and they sell pretty much any kind of hose you could want with any kind of fitting you could want. That's
alright.
pretty much their thing. They sell hoses and fittings and just certain fixtures and stuff like that. So I went and bought all my air hoses there and did that. They were expensive, but like it seemed more like it seemed more reasonable for that for some reason. When you go on their website and you look at the prices for things, they don't have prices. It's ask for a quote. Well,
yeah,
so when I went back in to get the one I ordered, I found out why. $185
How
for a
long is this thing?
25 feet.
No.
It is. It is really, really nice.
Bro, does that thing give you a handy?
Is it gold?
It's not. Fuck off. It has no memory at all. This thing won't.
okay.
It does
Yeah,
not
that's
coil up
good.
at all. It has zero. You can just
Oh, that's fantastic.
all
Yeah,
day
right.
with it. It's not gonna fight you. But yeah, there was the actual site where I got the gun from. That he has hose, but it's all 3/8 hose. It's too big for my system. I looked into all this. Should you use a 3/8 hose on a cheap pressure washer? No, you shouldn't. It'll burn the thing out because it's too much for it
Yeah,
basically.
it
So
doesn't have enough power to.
I had to get 1/4 inch, and he didn't have any. So this was the only place that had the 1/4 inch high quality with just like NPT ends on it, no pressure washer ends on it. It's just straight 3/8 NPT. So when I get the quick connects, they mount directly to that. None of that M22 hose stuff. None of that stuff's there. So yeah, well that's coming in next week. We'll get to actually see the gun and all that next week.
Nice.
Gun.
Now, the rest of the week, this is more back for me and you, Eddie, on nerdy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Finally started on the music collection,
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
uploading all the new CDs and stuff that I've had,
Yeah.
trying to figure out the high quality and what all the numbers mean and all that whole
Oh
spiel.
yeah. Yeah.
We might have talked about this a little bit on this channel before, but yeah, it's pretty wild actually doing it and learning about it from learning and doing it actually.
Yeah.
How big like an uncompressed lossless file is versus
Oh yeah.
how much of a like you think I just want the best quality. That's what I want, but
Yeah, like the difference between like even like a high bitrate MP3 versus like a just like an uncompressed WAV is like
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
it's when you see how big a full album is, it's like, half a gig
Oh yeah, yeah,
or however, I don't know, gig, right?
yeah.
In that, okay.
I mean, you can get huge. I mean, it all depends on how long the album is and
So
whatever.
once you have a whole library of 6,000 songs, it's going to be
It
100
does start
gig.
to add
Like,
up. Yeah.
it's going to be stupid.
Yeah, it's not like iTunes, like, oh, you're just loading this onto a 20 gig iPod. Like, no.
I went with the W320 bits WMA.
Oh, really? Windows Media?
Yep. So
All right.
so you can go higher, like higher quality. The hertz on it are like 44.1 or something. That's what it's recorded in.
Yeah, the kilohertz, yeah.
So I was looking into, is there any point in uploading from CD to like this super high quality stuff? And the CD only goes so far.
Right.
And if you go higher, you can do it, but it won't. Not only will it not make it better, it will. The digital like as it's like playing it, as it's translating the analog to digital.
Yeah.
It trying to make it higher like that will make it slightly worse. It's something you're never going to hear in a million years.
Yeah. Like
It's
you,
just a
you'd be
technical
talking
thing.
about like trying to play that through like a $10,000 speaker setup in order to hear like some of that difference sometimes.
Yeah, it's literally just all that technical stuff. It doesn't matter. It's just cool to learn about it, kind of.
Oh
a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I mean, it's super fascinating just because like, again, to me, I just love knowing the history of how the hell did we get here?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's what it was. I was reading a million articles of how we got from recording stuff to vinyl to now putting stuff online, and I finally got an answer to the is like the music streaming services compressed, and they are.
Oh, very.
Of course they
very
yeah.
like yeah.
They have to
I
be-
figured they were. I just wasn't sure.
It's the same thing with like watching a movie on like say cable versus like even just like owning the Blu-ray. You
Yeah.
know, in order to get that through like just your cable provider, they have to compress that in order to reasonably provide it to all their customers.
Yeah.
Whereas when you own the Blu-ray or whatever, like you got the movie right there, so the quality is going to be higher. It may not be super high because again, it's still just like a digital disc, but it's going to be better than like a lot of like. I mean, like through your cable provider, like a live broadcast. Like obviously, stuff like Netflix and streaming services
Yep.
like that can sometimes provide better quality,
Well-
but even then, they're limited.
Yeah, but Netflix and everything is moving all towards AV1, which
Right.
allows more video, more efficiently, faster, through less bandwidth, and that's the magic of AV1 and why it needs to come around and become so important.
Right.
Because it's more efficient, faster, and better quality than H.264, which
Yeah.
is oh my god, what's it called? It's an encoder. I can't remember the name of it. But anyways, H.264 is just the basic term for it.
Yeah.
Also on the topic of it, the whole 44.1.
Yep.
So 44.1 kilohertz actually came about because of Windows. It was actually 48 kilohertz.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I was reading
Right,
about. I
That's
was reading
what it
about
was
this
originally
too.
for a long time, but when they were doing shit with the computers in Windows, there was some sort of issue with it, and then that's why Windows is like 44.1.
Yep. So like.
So all your digital shit through Windows runs 44.1, and that's actually something that you will run into that issue when you actually start trying to stream on YouTube. Like YouTube cannot handle 48, but it can do 44.1. It's like the most subtle thing ever.
That's what
But
DVDs
you'll
are.
is what?
I think it's either DVD or Blu-ray that are 48.
Yeah.
I was reading like people.
I think it's Blu-rays.
People
that are
would like
48.
take their live DVDs of a concert and burn that versus versus the same CD because of the higher quality. It's
So, yeah,
totally
yeah.
nerd, totally
It's-
not worth it, probably.
It came around kind of between just the way the computer works and then just how it was all recorded to CDs and DVDs. So that's why there's just like a slight difference. But certain services they don't like it. Like I was saying, like when we stream to YouTube, we stream in 44.1, even though we have like this gear and nice XLR shit.
Yeah.
Because YouTube hates 48.
Yeah.
And when you go on Twitch, Twitch can do 48 just fine, but YouTube hates it. So, and I think it just has to do with the way it works, with just Windows and everything, and how it all came around with the CDs. And if I remember correctly, like when they were doing 48 or something like that, it was causing like some sort of like audio issue quality because like the resonance frequency of 48 just didn't gel well with the other frequencies and natural frequencies of everything in the computer. If I remember correctly, it was something like that. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
It's nuts. It's absolutely bonkers.
there's so many like different numbers. There's like the kilohertz and the BPS. And
Yeah,
like
well, yeah, you would use like for sound, you'd want like kilobits per second,
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, like, and that standard has changed so much too. Because I mean, like, early days of MP3 players, it was like, man, if you wanted to fit even an album on an MP3 player, it was like 64 kilobits.
yep, yeah,
Also known as like just the sound of tumbling gravel. Like it's
Yeah.
awful.
yeah. So like, for I think it's like us who have CD players in our cars. That's probably that's like the best quality. I don't know if it's like because it's totally uncompressed, right? When you're playing it through the CD.
So, well, sort of. I mean, it's still compressed a little bit because it's obviously a digital format.
Yeah,
But it's not as compressed as say like running it through Spotify.
yeah, yep, yep.
But that's why if you're using something like Spotify, you tell Spotify to download the music. And
Right.
Then you don't have to deal with the compression.
Yeah, I mean, really,
That's what I do.
Yeah, if you really
So
wanted like uber quality sound, like you would have to get like kind of like one of those old school MP3 players, but obviously a more modern one, and just have like FLAC loaded on it or something.
Yeah. That was another one.
WMAs.
Yeah.
So Spotify, if you download it, you get better quality. It's uncompressed. I was looking into all this today.
It's
so it was
probably
like-
still
Yeah.
like so. The thing is, like with MP3s or WMAs or whatever, it's always still compressed.
Yeah,
It's
yep.
just it's
the file type is
correct.
Yeah.
It's a better quality compression. That's really what all the like the bit rate is.
like Wave and FLAC are like the best because an OGG and
Well, FLAC is like, so FLAC is what they call lossless.
Yeah.
It's not really. It's still a compression, but it's very loose compression.
yeah.
So it's really high bit rate. So overall, you wind up with better quality sound, and it has to do with like the peaks and valleys of the sound wave. Because then, like when there's no sound, they can like crush the bit rate, and when it gets loud, they can give it more bit rate, so that way you can hear all the instruments in the sound.
Yeah.
It again, sound is like one of those things that's like it's really crazy to think about because of like how much technical stuff is into it. But it's also really weird because like whereas video standards have continuously changed over time, audio stuff, like for the most part, like you could have something from like the 60s or 70s and there's still a way to bring that into the modern era.
Yeah.
Like it, because it's all just sound. Like, you know, at any level, sound is at some point a conversion of analog to digital or digital to analog.
Yep.
So,
Well, so that's the whole thing too when it comes to analog to digital and stuff like that. And people be like, "Oh, my vinyl's so much better." Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be 100% with you. You can get better and more quality out of digital than you ever could out of analog when it comes to vinyls and shit like that. How big you want your files to be?
right.
That's the thing. Is how big do you want your files to be?
Well, the other nice thing about digital compared to analog is that like analog stuff, if you want it to be good, you have to be willing to like spend the money to make it good. Like, you know, a $100 turntable is not going to sound as good as a $100 like sound card. You know, like that's it's just not going to happen. But you start spending like a couple grand on like a turntable and an analog hi-fi, like it's going to sound really good, but you have to spend a lot more to get there.
Well, yeah, it's
Compared to digital, where it's like, you know, again, you can get like even on your phone, you can put like you can just put FLACs on it, and like bam, you've got pretty good digital audio.
Yeah, now you can literally just have FLAC on your phone. I didn't even-
Yeah, and
pretty
then like
sweet.
a lot of phones, you got USB-C or even Lightning, and it's like just plug in a high-quality external DAC, and bam, you're good to go. You've got some really killer sound
I
quality.
was reading about that too, the DAC thing. But
Yeah, digital.
All that. So is that something you would get externally?
So, DACs. God, this must be boring the shit out of everybody. Why does this always happen?
For all you guys who like nerdy sound
This
shit.
topic,
Yeah,
like,
all right.
off of it.
Yeah.
Because,
Sorry.
like,
I'll
this is
answer that
something
off.
We'll go for hours, especially because like
That's true.
I can talk this shit for hours, but I'm gonna talk it when it comes to like getting microphones into the computer for
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
live stream or YouTube recording.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then like you guys are talking for music and everything, and like not that that's a bad thing. It's just like this ain't the place for it.
Yeah. It's a
Sorry.
yeah. No, I got you. So, we'll talk about that off stream.
Sounds good to me.
You guys can compare.
Unless
DACs.
y'all want to hear it,
we
leave
can compare
comments, and maybe
DACs.
we'll just nerd out some more
Yeah.
and bore the crap out of everybody else on the couch.
Yeah.
So anything else going on this week?
Nope.
No.
That's pretty much it. Car stuff. Was doing that after work pretty much every night.
Jeremy, did you get in on this?
Jeremy went
I did.
first.
He was
Oh,
number
okay,
one.
all right, sorry, my bad.
We've gone the whole.
Yeah, we-
I know.
we
I
made the
showed up
rounds.
45
Pretty much
minutes late. So.
pretty much said I'm ready to get the machine whenever it's
Yeah.
And we'll
ready
talk
to
about
go.
that off air too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But Matt, you should tell the story about the listen to yourself, guys.
Yeah, maybe for next week.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
we're
maybe
over an
next
hour
week,
and a
too.
half, so
Yeah.
So are we like at the wrap up stage?
Yeah, we may as well.
Yeah.
wrap
I think
up
we're at the
here.
wrap up stage.
If Matt tells this story, we're gonna get into it for at least another half an hour.
All right. All right.
Oh yeah, it'll yeah.
It's for another
All right.
time.
We'll save it.
I want to figure out how I want to tell it too. Like I don't
yeah.
want to just like
I mean, the way you told it was amazing.
I want it to be vague so that like
Damn it,
nobody
what
hears
did
it
I
and
But
knows it.
miss?
but here we go. We're going off on another tangent.
No,
right.
stop. Okay.
Well, you know, just give him like the tag and that's it. Like what you said when you were like, "Oh, he did whatever."
If you were to sum it up as a military operation, what would you call it?
I actually like that.
bring freedom back to the streets
Yeah.
of San Francisco.
No, you know what? I'll just call it Operation Arbiter because he's basically the fucking arbiter.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's
all right.
pretty great.
All right.
Yeah, we'll save
It's
that
a
one for
you know
next
what?
week.
I'll summarize. It's a man sabotaging himself for the greater good.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Damn. That's deep. That is like a video game plot line.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, we'll save that.
Okay.
So, Matt, where can they find you?
Caddy Killjoy 666 on Instagram.
And everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why you look at me at this point.
Because I keep telling you,
I
to make something
don't. I don't
fun.
post anything. That's it.
Yeah, but you love all those stupid motorcycle TikToks, and so do I.
You know, right when
Like,
I
you
said
get out
I
there and
really
fucking
like
make
this
those.
guy, and I thought to myself, and I didn't want to say anything because I knew you were just gonna blow smoke up my ass, and you're doing it right now. Because I was just like, it'd be really easy to make all those. And I was like, I cannot say that right now. Because I know he'd be like, yeah, do it.
Fucking do it.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways,
Well, you can catch me on whatever content I'm putting up through here, but like I said, one of these days I'll get on that streaming business.
yeah.
But yeah, look out for Frog Fractions, boys.
Oh God.
It was a
Yeah.
blasty blast.
We changed Eddie's life this week.
We really did. My mind was blown.
I watched some of that Meta Wolf, and that was actually that was pretty funny.
It
That was
really
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Metal Wolf, oh, dude, Metal Wolf just kind of goes on, and like the jokes just write themselves on Metal Wolf.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, realistically, we didn't even have to. We could have just been like two stumps playing a
Just
game. And,
laughing.
I would have been like, the game itself is funny as hell. So
Yeah.
you will probably do a review of that at some point too. I think.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Mightiest Yeti on Discord. Hopefully soon streaming. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll work
Yeah.
on that.
Right on,
Streams.
right on.
I would stream, but
You need a
they
PC.
see there'd be another problem. I just start saying stuff. I'm like, oh damn it, I'm not supposed to say that.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
supposed
true,
to
yeah.
say that.
Yeah. Oddly enough, of anybody on the couch, he probably is like most prone to drop the gamer words.
Yeah. I
Me?
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can do this and talk and not drop gamer words and
not
be
the video
somewhat
game.
PC. If you put a video game in front of me, no, absolutely
happening.
not.
Yo, actually,
No.
okay. This is a dumbass tangent. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but it would be really funny if we just had like a little TV here, and every week one of us has to play a game while trying to like maintain a conversation, just to hear A, how we like talk off the cuff, but B, also like how well can we multitask and pay attention.
Okay, but you know what? Let's be real. That'll be later because the plan was after dinner we'll start up another stream. So
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Okay.
yeah,
I may not be around for that one, so unfortunately, you won't.
It's okay.
But hopefully we'll do one maybe sometime this week. Maybe Friday again. I don't know.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Play it by ear. You know.
Yeah,
Weird.
well, I think you and we just did frog fractions. I think it's time we do some seafood. So
Seafood. Oh God. I'm so ashamed. I'm gonna like wind up being like age 86 by the time I get like out of like the first
the
area.
first level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, it's gonna be rough for the first while until we get our bearings.
Like, yeah, don't believe all the nerd talk. I'm a horrible gamer. I literally have like the reflexes and like game IQ of like a ham sandwich. Like it's awful.
Yeah, same. I'm doing pretty bad.
Bro, not everyone can be a professional gamer. I'm not gonna lie to you. And there's a certain point where people just want to hear us all bullshitting and making jokes anyways.
Yeah, that's see, I can
So-
do that. I can do that. I have that dumb like no filter brain.
Yeah, same, but like less.
Same, but you have like
So-
more toxic
so wait a minute.
sludge
Yeah.
pouring out of it.
We can't all sit on our, gamer chairs and be like, man, bathroom, bathroom, man, bathroom. Like,
Unfortunately, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
But so to wrap this up real quick, obviously you'll be able to find me at Grizzly or Grizzly TV everywhere, just not on YouTube. Grizzly TV is an old channel. I don't have that channel anymore. So you just got to do Grizzly on YouTube. And then hopefully we'll have a couple vlogs coming up for Back of the Burb because I'd like to do one for going to Micro Center.
Hell yeah.
And then I'd like to do another one of just building the PC for Jeremy.
Yeah. We'll
Building
get all
the
the
PC.
dingle hoppers and make it work.
Yeah,
The
so the
Dingle
fun
Hoppers.
stuff.
Yeah, we'll get that thing to generate some beep boops in no time.
Yeah, just the beast for my streaming.
Yeah, we'll get it there. So anyways, we will see you all later. And luckily, we're not covered in dog juice.